Good morning, and thank you for joining us. Today, I would like to review new wireless innovations from Cisco Meraki. When wireless was first commercially available, it was considered a novelty, but as the technology improved, so did the bandwidth speeds. Today, the new standard is 802.11ac. 802.11ac actually was introduced in 2013 in what was considered Wave 1. Well, recently, late last year, they have released Wave 2 of the 802.11ac amendment. And what this really means is that this is a hardware upgrade from the previous version that really offers multi-gig speeds. So, what are the advantages of this new standard, of this new technology? Well, of course, we're talking about multi-gig speeds, so increased speeds over previous technology. But also, there's an improvement in the bandwidth, which means that you can have greater capacity. And also, for the first time, devices will be able to send multiple streams of information to multiple clients, whereas in the past, they were only available to deliver multiple streams of information to single clients. So as you could understand, it does increase the speed and the capacity in the new amendment. So today, more and more things are becoming connected. I'm sure you've heard the term Internet of Everything, and more sensors are being connected to your network. And these could be everything from personal devices such as smartphones and iPads, but also new things such as cars and monitors and meters and thermostats. Only a small percentage of what can be connected is currently connected, but that is expected to improve with many new items being connected to your network, which will really put a strain on your current capacity. Speaking of current capacity, you might be thinking, well, multi-gig is fine, but I have Cat5 cables throughout my network. And this is the standard. Most commercial and education campuses have either Cat5 or Cat6 cables, which limit it to a single gig of throughput. But Cisco has, in working with NT-based technology, has developed multi-gig switches that will allow you to get up to 5 gigs of throughput on standard Cat5e cabling or Cat6 cabling. So what this really allows is for you to improve the bandwidth within your network without having to replace the cabling, which is which can be very expensive as well. So it will deliver up to 5 times the speed of previous cables with this new multi-gig switching technology. So we have a whole family of access switching available, and it really allows you to connect those Wave 2 access points with just one cable. It future-proofs your network for new devices that will be coming on the market that are Wave 2 802.11ac, and the family of switches are available in PoE, PoE+, and Universal PE as well. So the product family really is very scalable and offers you quite a bit of flexibility. We have, of course, modular access switches, we have stackable fixed switches, and we have brand new multi-gig small form factor compact switches as well. So depending on your needs, we can help to fit the scale and economy. So today, there is more and more demand for wireless both indoors and outdoors, and Cisco is really helping to drive connected cities, connected campus by a converged access approach of wired and wireless. So let's talk first a little bit about outdoor and how to deploy outdoor technologies. There are multiple ways to achieve a robust outdoor network, but there's a couple of considerations that you will want to take into account. First of all, you should always be sure that you understand how the APs hear the clients, how the clients hear the APs and how the APs hear each other. This will help you to be successful in deploying an outdoor deployment. And of course, we recommend a site survey that will allow you to understand the RF environment that you are trying to cover and to avoid any type of interference that you may have. And of course, Cisco has world-class partners that can help you to do a site survey to be sure that your network is operating at the most optimal level. So here, let me show you a few examples here of some of the outdoor deployments that we have helped. In this case, you can see an access point connected to a light pole, but this is more than just client serving. We now have smart lighting that really collects data, sensors built into the lighting that is transmitted through these access points that really allow for better data aggregation so they can make smarter decisions and more than just the control of lighting as well. Here's another example of access point that was from an aesthetic standpoint was built into the light post. Here's a good example of how access points can be blended into the environment. In this case, in the light poles, the access point was hidden underneath and the antennas were on top of the light poles. Again, both for safety, aesthetics, and security of the devices themselves. And there, of course, there's numbers and numbers of use cases for outdoor. Here's just one quick example of roadside video surveillance where access points were daisy chained together on lamp posts with video cameras so that they could both serve the wireless customers and clients as well as recording the video for security purposes as well. So again, that is just one quick example. Now there are a number of ways that you can deploy an outdoor deployment. Of course, we have our Meraki cloud, which is a completely cloud-based control system for your wireless and wired networks. More about that in a minute. But the on-premise, there are a number of different modes that you can deploy. We have our new virtual controller that is built into all of our Wave 2 access points that allows you to manage the network. You, of course, have a centralized using a controller. And then we also have a Flex Connect, which uses a controller, but the data stream is terminated at the access point, which is really good for branch locations. It's very highly scalable as well. So there's a number of different outdoor modes that you can deploy. And to help you really deploy the new 802.11ac technology in your network, we have introduced two new controllers with high throughput and also high density capacity for access point control. We have our new 5520, which can handle up to 1,500 access points with 20 gigabytes of throughput. And we have our new 8540 controller, which controls up to 6,000 access points or 64,000 clients. But let me be clear, we have a full portfolio of controllers. So from a very small standpoint, for just a few access points, we have our 2500 series, and then you can move up. So we offer a lot of flexibility, whether you're a small branch, a large campus, or a service provider, or even virtual. So let me talk now a little bit about our brand new outdoor access points in Wave 2. We have a full plethora of outdoor and, of course, indoor access points as well. We have an entry-level access point, our 1530. This is an 802.11n, but it's a very ruggedized IP67 standard access point that blends into the environment, very inexpensive, and is ideal for very small, just localized deployments. However, based on that form factor, we have developed a new 802.11ac Wave 2 access point that is outdoors in 4 various models. Internal antennas, external antennas, one with a directional antenna, and one specifically for public safety that runs on the 4.9 gigahertz band. These are very ruggedized and ready for the high density environments and the bandwidths that you expect from the Wave 2. This access point also contains the new Mobility Express virtual controller, which I'll go into in a minute. The virtual controller is called Mobility Express, and it is it is an enterprise level dashboard that allows you to control up to 25 access points within your network. And these can control all of the first and second generation Cisco access points. As you can see, it has a enterprise level dashboard that gives you the best in class in terms of being able to manage, monitor your network, see the clients. You can set up guest access, you have application visibility, you have clean air, radio resource management, you even have client profiling, all through this very simple, very easy to use GUI. Now, to set up this dashboard, you can do this with you can establish this network with any wireless device, so provisioning your network is very quick, very easy, and best of all, there is no licensing associated with this, so you can manage up to 25 access points with one individual access point that is set up for the Mobility Express. It is on a roadmap to increase this number. We'll have more information on the management of the Mobility Express later. But you can always, if you expand and wish to move to a centralized control, you can add a controller at any time to this network as well. I also wanted to mention the new 1570 access point, which, as you can see, is extremely hardy. This is really designed for large areas, more pervasive coverage. This is a 4x4 transmitter, 3 spatial streams. It has all the custom chip technology built into it that gives you the clean air, which is the interference program, client link, which is the beamforming technology as well. But it can stand the harshest of climates as well. I wanted to mention as well our industrial wireless 3700. This is NATO 211 AC Wave 1. However, this uses our 3700 indoor technology, but it's put into a die-cast aluminum chassis, which again, it's used a lot in mining and manufacturing, but it's also ideal for mobility applications such as utility trucks and etc., because it is very ruggedized and can withstand the movement and motion as well. You may ask yourself, okay, well, are the outdoor access points as good as the indoor access points? Yes, we use this custom technology that we developed in our chip technology, working with Marvell to design these. And these are in all of our enterprise indoor and outdoor models as well. So you might be asking yourself, well, why can't I just take indoor and put it in an enclosure? Which you can with a NEMA, that is the National Electrical Manufacturing Association box. But of course, you're adding to the expense. You're also, if you're using outdoor antennas, there's other connectors and other adapters that are required. But most of all, the outdoors are IP67 rated, so they will withstand temperature ratings and are really designed for the outdoors. So it is really the best way to deploy your network. So today, more and more cities and campuses and education are taking a holistic approach to the management of their infrastructure. With the connection of more and more devices, more and more things, cities and campuses really need to find a way to address all of these different challenges that they're facing. Whether it's traffic management, it's parking, it's lighting, waste management, and generally cities and campuses have looked at these as individual silos and approached them. And there's some very novel approaches. However, we're talking about different domains and being controlled by different management systems. And with Cisco's platform, you're able to really develop a converged network of wired and wireless connecting all things, so that in the case of cities, for example, you'll have smart parking and lighting and traffic that helps people get around. It improves small businesses and really drives real-time data applications as well. So in the case of a smart city, consider the Cisco network as your data center of operations, and it aggregates information from various different domains, such as like the lighting and the traffic, so that you can make real-time decisions and really improve the quality of life within the city itself or within the campus itself, with improved security, movement, also improving the efficiency of the department by cutting down on duplication of efforts and management systems that would be required to run the network. And of course, Cisco has the broadest portfolio of the Internet of Things infrastructure products, whether it be switching or routing or wireless access points and controllers, as well as the embedded sensors, and of course the network management for that single pane of glass to be able to manage your network. And just one example of this is the new routers, the 829 routers, for example, because mobility is mobile. So it really gives the ability to not only control standalone items, but also moving items, such as fleet vehicles, which has a number of advantages. Obviously, improving connectivity with the drivers for real-time scheduling, onboard surveillance for security and safety, location tracking and analytics. And of course, the same goes true for mass transit as well, particularly around security. And these are very easy to deploy models using routers and wireless technology, zero-touch deployment that can really help improve the infrastructure in your utility or in mass transit systems. So let's talk for a moment now about some of the new indoor access points and wireless technology as well. Again, we're in this 802.11ac Wave 2. And we have the broadest portfolio of any manufacturer, starting with either small dorm APs or teleworkers, the 1810 series, to our entry-level 1830, only available as an internal antenna, but a very, very inexpensive way to introduce 802.11ac Wave 2 into your technology. 1850 also is available with both internal antennas and external antennas. It has an extra radio, so it has 3 radios, 3 transmitters, and 3 spatial streams for a little higher throughput. And then, of course, we have our enterprise level 2800 and 3800 access point, which is based on our custom chip technology, Clean Air Client Link. Also, the 2800 and 3800 have configurable radios, and I'll go into that in a moment. But I did want to mention that the difference between the 28 and 3800, there's a couple of differences, but the 3800 has multi-gig throughput, and it also has modularity for future proofing your network, for future plug-in devices, other things that this modular slot would allow you to improve and move forward in your network. But let's talk about this flexible radio assignment. This is software configurable radio. As you know, all access points come with 2.5 and 2.4 and 5 gigahertz radios. Well, we have helped to design a software that will allow you to configure the 2.4 to a 5 gigahertz radio. And what that does is that doubles your bandwidth, your capacity, and your data rates when you have dual 5 gig radios running in an access point as well. And of course, you can configure it also as a wireless security monitor to monitor your network while the 5 gigahertz band serves the client. So it really gives you the opportunity to future-proof, improve your bandwidth, because the 2.4 gigahertz has much more interference on it and are really legacy devices that are connecting to it. So as these devices become retired, people buy new iPads, new devices, the 5 gigahertz band will be the primary band. So you'll be able to get away from that older band and really improve your network over time without having to change out your access points with this configurability. But as I mentioned, the custom technology that we use, we work with Marvell to develop our own custom chips. But beyond that, we also put in much more horsepower, to use the word, than any other manufacturer in our access point. We have twice the CPU, and we have CPUs designed that are in each of the radios as well. And this, of course, improves the data processing and the packet data processing as well. And again, we are the only manufacturer that have this additional horsepower built into all of our access points. And this is the reason why we were able to develop such hardy features, such as this clean air technology, because it has extra CPU power to help run that interference program, and also run the client link, which is the beamforming program, and the radio flexibility. So, and of course, with the 3800, you have that multi-gig uplinks as well. So we do offer, again, the entire portfolio from entry level up to enterprise grade levels. But let's talk a little bit now about the Meraki, the cloud-based. We've spent a lot of time talking about the on-premise version, but now let's review the cloud, the Meraki as well. The Meraki cloud is a dashboard that is very intuitive, very easy to use, and all devices are managed through the cloud. So just to be clear, your data stays within your network. It does not pass through the cloud. Your data stays within your network. It's only that management function, that controller that you normally would have on site, that manages the devices and sends the commands down, deployments, etc. And Cisco Meraki Cloud has a full stack of products to support your network as well, from access points right on down. So let's kind of go through it. But first I want to talk about the dashboard, because this is very intuitive, it's very simple, it gives you a single pane of glass to watch, manage, deploy all of your Meraki devices. It shows the client fingerprinting, real-time control. It shows you the applications that are running on your network, the locations within your network as well. And with the System Manager, that is their mobile device management system, you're also able to control the applications and devices that are within your network as well. So you can blacklist devices that aren't provisioned correctly or jailbroken. You can drive applications to devices as they enter your market for security reasons. You can disable the camera in devices that come onto your network for security reasons, for example. So it really gives you control of the client devices and applications that run within your network as well. And of course, the Meraki Cloud is ideal for multi-location. So if you have a number of branches that you're trying to connect, for those with BYOD, bring your own device, and you need to be able to control those devices. And you want a centralized pane of glass in that dashboard. This is where Meraki is ideal. And of course, Meraki has the full line of indoor and outdoor access points, including the new MR52 and MR53, which are the 802.11ac Wave 2 access points. Both are 4x4 access points, 4 radios, 4 receivers with 4 spatial streams. And much like the 2800 and 3800, the MR53 has the multi-gig uplink capabilities as well. And of course, the same goes with the new outdoor access points. Meraki just introduced the new MR84 outdoor access point, IP67 rated for weather, shock, dust, distance. And it, again, 4x4 radios, multi-gig uplink, and completely controlled through the cloud as well. Meraki also has a full line of switching, which gives you layer 7 visibility, flexible stacking, and a full line of scalability as well. And yes, they do have a multi-gig switch, which will allow you to get multi-gig throughput on existing Cat5 cable. This is the new MS350 access switch and the new MS425 as well. Of course, security. They do have, we have a full line of MX security devices to secure your network as well. Identity-based firewall, intrusion prevention, content filtering, high availability failover, and of course, application and visibility control with that centralized cloud management. But what's really exciting, and it's brand new with Meraki, and for the first time available, is a cloud-managed security camera system. This is available both with an indoor and an outdoor camera, and each of these cameras are managed through the cloud, which means there is no need for on-premise devices such as a DVR unit to record. Every camera has 128 gigabytes of storage built into it, which is about 20 days of recording time. These are high-resolution cameras that allow you to search by area, that allow you to retrieve as well. So it really allows you a whole new approach to managing security cameras within your network as well. So why move to Wave 2? Well, I hope I've made it obvious here that first of all, you're preparing your network for the future. New devices that are coming on the market that are requiring new bandwidth, as well as the magnitude and multitude of devices that will be coming onto your network as well. And this will really future-proof your network for many years ahead as well. And of course, why Cisco? Well, we are the leader in wireless innovations. Gartner, Forrester, IDC have all pegged us as leaders within wireless technology. And I did want to also mention that we have entered into a partnership with Apple, because Apple is the leading consumer product device manufacturer, and Cisco is the leading network system as well. And what this is really is combining and really optimizing connectivity of iOS devices with caching and profiling and quality of service, which basically means Apple devices will run better on Cisco networks as well. I did want to mention that the latest Gartner Magic Quadrant, if you're familiar with their sort of the J.D. Powers of ratings, they, once again, for the 4th year in a row, have seen Cisco as the leader in terms of vision and in terms of ability to execute on that division. So we thank you for joining us today, and if we can answer any further questions, please feel free to reach out to your Cisco account representative or any partner and request information on Cisco, and we'd be happy to meet with you one-on-one and go into further detail on these products. So thank you for joining us today. I hope you enjoyed this, and we look forward to working with you.